Human beings, from the time we figured out how to use language, have asked big questions. Ones that generate stories, rituals, practices. Seems like the proper response to the beauty you can learn from another tradition, or even just someone else's story, is an open-handed experience of truth. And where that happens is so often in very good conversations. It's like, as a philosopher of religion, professionally, that was always what animated me. Figuring out how to give the richness of the experience you get in a classroom in the ivory tower without the student loans. It was really how I ended up getting into podcasting and then launching the Theology class website. In 2008, I started the podcast, Homebrewed Christianity. There was this ongoing growth, and it really came because I discovered there's a whole community of people who, some are post-religious and they're processing religious baggage. Some are clergy and are like, I can't even tell the whole truth at church or I'll get fired. Others are just super nerds in other fields, but take their faith seriously and want to learn. Anytime I had a person that was a specialist in an area,
You can't escape our clutches.
I'm like, do you want to do a class? It's kind of like 4 to 6 weeks in a row of the podcast, but it's on your thing, and I want to learn it along with you. And there was like a whole nother level of nerdy excitement, engaging these texts over time with a group of people.
When we're doing theology, it's never this clean, pristine process.
When I started doing the video classes, it was with like 20 or 30 podcast listeners, and we were having fun. Then people would start inviting their friends. Then reading groups or church groups wanted to do it. Now there's 3,000 or 4,000 people in each class. I read all the emails thousands of people will send, and then see, like, how can I perform all the big questions and wonder that's coming out of people wrestling these texts with a scholar?
It's a cosmic happening, and there are billions times billions of happenings. But our focus is always drawn to what's happening here now.
The number of people interested was so big, I needed a mechanism of delivery. What we're wanting to do with theologyclass.com is make it easier for everyone that has been supporting it to access them. Our questions have not gone away. Being riddled with them is part of being human. And the public square is doing a really bad job of equipping us to ask the questions, what is good? Where do we come from? Is there purpose to existence or not? How do we organize in ways that life thrives? There's never been a time in human history where you can meet people who've inherited a wisdom tradition of practices and stories and experiences you've never had, and none of your family would ever get to know them. And you can either open up to it or close yourself off and hope the bubble of your naivete lasts one more generation. I would like to host spaces where wisdom is gained, you've wrestled with questions, and when you ask the questions humans have asked over and over again, that gathering around the metaphorical cosmic campfire of sorts is a little more beautiful than last time.